speaker is chomping at the bit to come up here and waste some of our time with his speech entitled "Slow Down."
Slow down.
Here is
Thank you.
Toastmaster John Mazzanovich.
Thank you. All right, to set the scene, you're waking up in the morning, and I've overslept. I gotta get in the shower. I gotta brush my teeth. I gotta get dressed. I gotta get something to eat. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna get something to eat? Oh, I got some instant oatmeal. Maybe if I put the instant oatmeal in the microwave, I'll go back in time and I'll have more time. And now I need my coffee. I got some instant coffee too. I'll put that in the microwave. I'll go back in time a little more. Now I got more time. Now I got my coffee. I'm driving to work. Interstate traffic. Oh my God, I'm going to take the express lane. It'll save me 3 minutes and it'll cost me $5. But it's totally worth it because my time is worth at least $100 an hour. All right, so now I'm at work, at the water cooler, talking with a cohort. What's going on? No, nothing. So, obviously this is an exaggeration. Most of the time for most of us, this is not the case. But maybe, not too far off the mark. Modern times have conditioned us to race around like this. And I'm not sure we're getting a whole lot more done than we have in the past. And sometimes I think we're actually getting less done. And I'm not here to judge. We all have our issues and we have our impulses, our aggressions, our anxieties. And sometimes we take those things out on the gas pedal. Maybe those idiots on motorcycles on the interstate and 150 miles an hour just are adrenaline junkies. But I do think sometimes we need to think about our priorities and rearrange them a little bit. So when I was 16 years old, my father, in an effort to live vicariously through me, his misspent youth, bought for me a red 1965 three-speed Mustang. Now, as the archetype of the American teenage boy, I had way too much fun in this car. Fortunately, I did not get into too much trouble, but one time, I'd been speeding, and I just got through passing a bunch of cars, and I saw a policeman sitting in the parking lot on the right, and I knew I was dead to rights. And I also knew that he had to wait for all the cars that I just passed so he could pull out, and I was going down a really steep hill, so I had a gravity assist. I gunned it. And by the time I got to the other side, the other hill, I was doing easily 120. And there was a neighborhood on the right. That's where I was going to make my getaway. And I braked, and the brakes locked up. And I pumped it. That didn't work. And I'm swerving into this neighborhood. And by the time I get there, I'm kind of going backwards. And my driver's side tire bounces over the curb, and the car stalls. And I get out, and I'm strangely calm about the whole thing. And pretty soon the police officer gets there, and then some more police officers get there, and I'm frisked, but I'm not arrested. And I explained to them that I am an 18-year-old teenage boy, and my brain has not fully formed yet. So my prefrontal cortex, where you make decisions, is not done developing, and I don't make great decisions all the time. And he let me go. Thank you. Law enforcement, Central Alabama, 1985. Very enlightened, very enlightened. No, that didn't happen. I actually had 4 charges, but because I had no prior record and a few connections, I got on probation, ended up with just 1. But I learned a lesson that day. I probably learned a few lessons, but one of the big ones is slow down. Say it, slow down. Thank you. So one time, slowing down actually saved my life, I believe. I was in college, at a red light, and as is the custom, when it turns green, you proceed. And this car comes flying through the intersection from my left, go right through the red light, and I brake just in time and just scrapes the front of my bumper just a little bit. And he screeches to a halt and gets out frantically. I'm bringing my daughter to the hospital, and I'm sorry. Okay? I can't remember why. But I do know that if I had been in a hurry and punched that gas or tried to anticipate the light a little bit, he would have broadsided me on the driver's side. And maybe I'm not here today. And so, what is the lesson? Slow Thank you. As I slowed down, he should have slowed down. Emergency vehicles slow down going through intersections. So fast forward to a couple of years ago, some friends of ours gifted us a tiny black kitten. And they drove up in our driveway, rolled down the window, handed him out, and then took off. And he could fit right in your hand. We had to bottle feed him for about 6 weeks. And we named him Jinx. And Jinx was awesome. He was an awesome kitten. And he's the only cat I ever knew that when you played with him, he would chase you around the house. And he was just a great addition to our family. And he became an indoor-outdoor cat like the rest of our cats when he was old enough. We lived in this very small neighborhood, circled, not a lot of traffic. And he had his routine, and we knew when he would come in. And one morning, he did not come in. And I did not think much of it. Cats are catting around sometimes. They don't come in their normal time. But I left for work, and a neighbor came to me and said, "Do you have a little black cat?" And my heart just sank, because I knew what had happened. And he found him in the middle of the street, and I brought his body over to our lawn, and I went to break the news to my daughters and my wife. And it was easily one of the worst days ever. Everybody was bawling, and my 13-year-old daughter, Mia, asked if she could hold his body. And I said, absolutely, of course. And I took this picture, and I want you to look at it. Of course, I posted this on social media everywhere. I'm showing it to you today to implore you to slow down. Be intentional with your lives. Think about the people around you and slow down. Okay? Thank you.